Coming up, we'll be at Chesapeake Express IV in Annapolis, Maryland, discussing the benefits of IV therapy and how it can effectively help treat pain, provide weight loss support, boost your energy, improve your overall health and wellness, and help folks even dealing with hangovers and more issues with two of this region's top mobile IV therapy experts, Julie Milan and Stephanie Vagnier. Welcome, Julie. It's a pleasure having you on our program today.
It's nice to meet you.
It's your first time, in fact, on with us, and we're also going to be hearing from the medical director of Chesapeake Express IV, Stephanie, in a few minutes as well. But I wanted to have you on first to go over a few things about what you guys are offering through your wonderfully convenient mobile IV therapy services throughout the Anne Arundel County, Maryland region, and even beyond. You're expanding into other parts of Maryland and eventually DC and Virginia as well. But we wanted to have you first start by please telling us about the vision that you had to start and launch Chesapeake Express IV, because you are the owner and founder of this wonderful mobile therapy service.
Yeah, so we just want to be able to actually go to people's houses and help them out, whether it just be like IV hydration, or if it's like they have a stomach bug and we want to be able to go and treat them. Or a lot of our clients are actually, we see every 3 to 4 weeks with autoimmune diseases, and they really benefit from a lot of our IV therapies and amino acids, and just with how they feel and like dealing with chronic pain and some of their symptoms that they may be having.
And you offer so much in the convenience of their home or office as well, from what I understand.
I've been to a couple workplaces.
Yes, indeed. And we love the fact that you come with years of experience in the medical field as an RN. Stephanie, the medical director of Chesapeake Express IV, certainly has several years of experience as well as a nurse practitioner. So we love the fact that you bring the medical component with your experience, and you offer the mobile services for the, again, convenience of so many folks, because a lot of folks are busy, others may not be feeling well, right? So they're home or at work, and the fact that you guys come right to them with your mobile IV therapy services is a great benefit, and that's one of the big reasons we wanted to have you all on today, to bring added awareness about what you're offering to help so many folks in the community and all the benefits that IV therapies provide as well. So with that being said, I wanted to go to my next question, and that is, if you can please tell us about some advances in health and wellness through IV therapies as far as helping a lot of folks.
We do see like a lot of people with like lupus that deal with chronic pain, and just with some of their flare-ups, we've been able to help like limit the amount of flare-ups. We also have like some clients that have MS, and with some of their symptoms and stuff, the amino acids have been helping them. We see athletes and a lot of the different amino acids in our infusions help them with like endurance and speed and being able to lift more. And we have a couple people with like osteoporosis that are older that deal with just chronic bone pain, and it seems like every 3 weeks they get their infusions, and they always say, like, I can always tell when I'm due for my infusion. And so they usually just text me, and then I figure out what nurse I can have over there, or if I'll be able to go over and see them also.
And another big benefit of IV therapies is they're all natural. And so we're not looking to have, we're not putting in something into our bodies which is foreign to us. These are all natural ingredients that are in these IV therapies.
A lot of people think, like, they hear like L-carnitine and L-taurine, and they think it's some chemical that we're giving them, and it's actually a natural amino acid that we already have in our bodies that naturally give us energy and speed our metabolism, and L-taurine that helps kind of calm us down, and L-leucine is like what gives our muscles energy and prevents exhaustion, and it helps build our bone strength also.
Yes.
And then we also obviously have like vitamin C and like lysine and zinc that help with our immune system, and vitamin B12 that also helps with weight loss and give you energy and speed your metabolism.
Absolutely, and let's don't again forget about the folks dealing with hangovers. It helps folks there also.
Yeah, we do have some like pain medicine, Toradol, Zofran, and IV Pepsid.
Yes.
That helps.
Well, that's certainly good to know, Julie.
Yes.
And for folks out there wondering how it works, can you tell us as far as when they initially contact you to what the process is, and then how the IV therapies actually work in helping so many folks?
Yeah, so they can either go through the website and book. Usually if they book through the website, I will call them, or we can send a text message or an email just to like find out like what exactly they're looking for. But most people either call me or text me, and a lot of people just need like IV hydration that same day, and we usually can have a nurse out there within an hour. We've had a lot of people with the stomach bug 2 weeks ago. In like 12 hours, I had 3 different clients with the stomach bug, so we were able to have a nurse out there as soon as possible. Yesterday, I had a client call that has several different like autoimmune diseases,
Yes.
and so she was looking for some kind of relief, kind of like in combination with her medicine that she's already taking, because she still deals with daily symptoms. And so I'm going to see her tomorrow and kind of help her out with some of that and give her like the energizing and revitalizing IV, which has helped with multiple people with lupus and multiple sclerosis, and just some of the amino acids really seem to help people with energy and the vitamins, because a lot of these vitamins and amino acids, if you take them by a pill, your body doesn't absorb a lot of it because we have gut inflammation. And we put IV glutamine in a lot of our infusions, because it actually helps heal the gut lining and the tiny hairs in our intestines that we have. Yeah, and so it actually helps decrease inflammation, and then that way when we are taking in some of the foods that already help our bodies absorb or produce more like L-carnitine and L-arginine, that will help you later on absorb more of those vital nutrients that we need to make you feel good.
Absolutely. So it's got a lot of health and wellness benefits. Obviously, it helps folks. It's anti-aging benefits as well, from what I understand. Just to give a few examples, and others that you've already covered, as far as issues that it helps in, problems that folks are dealing with, that it helps them with as well. So they initially would contact you, either calling your direct phone number at Chesapeake Express IV, or going online and setting up a consult. And then you would customize the appropriate plan for them based on their needs, and then yourself, or obviously Stephanie, or the other very experienced nurses that you have would go out through your mobile services, again, for the convenience of so many folks, to either their home or office to meet with them and to help them.
Yeah, we send them like the health history form. It's a link, and it's all HIPAA compliant, and it takes, you could either put in your email or your cell phone number, and it takes about 10 minutes, and you kind of go through and check off whatever health history you have, and then you type in whatever medications you're on, and then that way Stephanie can see it, everything's online, and sign off on everything for us.
Wonderful.
So, and then we get a nurse out to you.
I wanted to also ask you, Julie, how long does a typical IV therapy session take with a client once you're visiting them through your mobile services, either at their home or office? And I want to put in the proper disclaimer, I'm sure that depends on each person, right?
Yeah.
And what customized IV therapy treatment plan that you have them on, or what particular treatment you're giving them that day. But generally speaking, what's the typical length of time they're looking at?
Usually about an hour, most things, because we're able to look over all the health history and everything before we go to a client. We can see if something may or may not be appropriate for that person. And so, yeah, it's usually pretty quick. We kind of get it in, and everything's like single dose, so we're not mixing anything. You just kind of, like our Myers comes in 1 vial per client. We take the top off and just draw it up and put it in the saline bag. And so everything's already made for us by our pharmacy. We have a roller that we could give the client to control the speed of the volume, but I've done one in 30 minutes before. It just depends.
generally speaking, again, how many IV therapy sessions are recommended?
Most of our clients usually get them every 2 to 3 weeks,
Okay.
I would say. It just depends. Like some people may feel like they need it every 2 to 3 weeks. With my autoimmune disease, I usually do every 4 weeks just because. Try to like draw it out.
Of course.
But it kind of depends on, you know, obviously what people can afford, and because it is like concierge services.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
That's another benefit.
Yes.
It's direct with you guys, and you have like them on a monthly plan, right?
Yeah.
And they get a certain amount of benefits each month depending on the plan they choose.
Yeah, and then like the beauty treatments, and then we have something that helps synthesize collagen, and then we have the energizer that makes you feel good. So some people just do it before special events.
Okay.
One of my clients, before every vacation, she always calls me, and I'm like, where are you going now? And it's always just before her vacations because she wants to look good in her pictures, because it helps like kind of even your skin tone, and it makes your skin glowy, and then it helps with wrinkles also.
See, it's got the aesthetic benefits that folks, anti-aging benefits they're looking for
Yes,
as well.
That's my favorite.
Yes, indeed. Now, what type of results do your clients typically see? And again, I know that depends on each particular client, his or her situation, but generally speaking as well.
Like almost all of my clients report feeling better, having more energy, and then a lot of them notice this differences in their skin. We had a client with rosacea, so she would get her glutathione treatments every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then like the weight loss, for the weight loss IV that we have, people report like faster metabolism, reduced appetite, weight loss.
So it really
and
helps.
less pain.
Yeah, well, that's important.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, my parents are monthly clients, because they're like, it helps so much with their chronic pain, so.
That's another big benefit it provides. You're absolutely right. And it really helps. It's a wonderful modality, IV therapies, that really help folks look younger and feel better, right? And the fact that you offer these services through your mobile practice is only to their benefit on an even larger level, because again, something I've mentioned a couple of times already, but I just feel it's so important for the community to know that you guys come right to them, whether it's yourself, the medical director, Stephanie, or your other nurses who all have years of experience. It's a great benefit you guys are providing.
Yeah, especially for like groups of parties, like when people are getting ready for a wedding, if, you know, they don't want to like leave and go anywhere. They want people to come to them, and we could do it while they're getting their makeup done, you know. So.
Now, how quickly do your clients typically start seeing results?
If they're being treated for like a stomach bug or for a hangover, it's usually pretty instant, like 60 seconds with some of these IV medications, that they start to notice them feeling better. I kind of joke that those are like my favorite clients to see, because it's such an easy fix. Some of the people with like the autoimmune diseases, usually it takes, for some reason, it seems to take like a couple hours.
Okay.
And then like same with like, we have like a pregame infusion. People start to feel like the dopamine, because the L-carnitine helps enhance dopamine and serotonin, like all the feel-good neurotransmitters. That usually seems to take a couple hours for some reason.
Those are all still very quick results.
For me personally, I always notice it like after I sleep, like when I wake up.
Yes.
I always notice, I'm like, wow, I feel good. Like I don't need anything. Like I usually drink coffee every morning, but not usually after I get my infusion. But I always do mine later in the day too.
Now we're almost out of time with our segment with you today, Julie, and we're certainly going to be hearing from Stephanie, your medical director, momentarily, but I just wanted to ask you, before we let you go, for all the folks out there watching, if there are any additional thoughts that you'd like to share with the community and our viewers.
I think it's important to know that, like, I'm not just like any business person that came into like starting this business, and that everybody on our team has a medical background, and we're very selective in who we hire. Everybody has to go through all the training before they can even get started in ordering any supplies. And all of my nurses have at least 2 years experience doing IVs full-time in a hospital setting. So we are very selective about the training that we do and who we hire for this. And we offer all natural ingredients that are all preservative free, and there's no extra chemicals. It's just all natural things that we already have in our body that decline with age. And we also come to everybody's home, so it's convenient, or your work. We can come wherever. I've gone to several different offices and treated people, so wherever you want us to come, we could do. I've even done play dates with moms and little kids running around.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And for folks out there to know, right now your mobile IV therapy services are throughout Anne Arundel County, Maryland, Annapolis, Glen Burnie, Silver Park, and the other cities in Anne Arundel, but you also are expanding, and if you could be kind enough just to let the folks know here, eventually, I believe you had told me off camera that you guys are going to be expanding throughout Maryland and even adding DC and Northern Virginia in the future as well.
I do have a couple of nurses that are interested in Virginia, some in Montgomery County. I have one in PG County that's going through the training now.
Okay.
And then we have a nurse that already booked 2 parties in Carroll County. So it's very exciting. I'm interviewing another nurse tomorrow in Carroll County that I looked at her resume and it looks very good. So, but yeah, so we've done Baltimore too.
Wonderful. And what is your website for the folks out there before we say goodbye?
Yeah, www.chesapeakeexpressiv.com.
That's simple enough.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we'd like to thank you, Julie, for joining us, educating the community and all of us on the many benefits that Chesapeake Express IV, and yourself as the founder and owner, and Stephanie, who we're going to be hearing from in a few moments, and all your other wonderful nurses, all the good work you're providing to so many in the community through the convenience of your mobile services. So thanks again for being on. We'd love to have you on in the future as well.
Thank you.
Welcome, Stephanie. It's certainly nice to have you on with us today as well.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I just had a couple of quick questions for you, because I know we just had Julie on, the owner of Chesapeake Express IV, and she certainly was educating the community through her segment that we just did, and all the benefits that Chesapeake Express IV is providing to so many folks through the convenience of your mobile services you all offer with your experienced staff of nurses and all the other benefits that you guys are providing. But I wanted to just ask you a few things, and one of those being about how you're the medical director at Chesapeake Express IV, and as far as some of your responsibilities with the practice.
So, yes, Julie is a wealth of knowledge. She knows everything about this inside and out. My role is to make sure that we're doing everything that's best for the patient. So providing the best care in order for them to have the most benefit out of it. So I do review all their medical history, the medications that they're on, and help make sure that we tailor their treatment specific for them.
Yeah.
And then whenever a new patient comes in, after I review that, I either say, yes, proceed with exactly what you have presented, or what they were thinking in the original plan, and then I also can go in and say, hey, let's change this. I think we need to adjust this a little bit, to ensure that they have the best therapy for them.
Yes, indeed. I understand you guys are going to be expanding, as Julie was just saying, hiring some additional nurses who will be providing your mobile services, even as parts of Northern Virginia. She was mentioning some other counties in Maryland. Could you please elaborate a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So we are going to continue to grow as much as we can. We want to make sure, though, that we do it correctly, and we want to make sure that all of our patients get the full benefit. So we're eager to expand, but we're not in a super rush, so we make sure that we don't jeopardize any type of quality.
But you are coming to communities near a lot of our folks
Absolutely,
over time
absolutely.
in a controlled growth manner where you keep the very high level of quality that you guys, and the standards that are very high that you are
Exactly.
providing at that same level.
Yes. So all over, anywhere we can go. And I don't know that Julie mentioned it, but we can also go to hotel rooms, any parties that come in. If you're at a certain location, we can come to you at those locations as well. So not just home or office, we can pretty much meet you on the beach if you wanted us to.
My goodness, wherever they need your services,
exactly,
you can go there.
Exactly.
That's great to know.
Yep.
So it's not just limited more to homes and offices.
No,
It
anywhere.
can be group events. I think Julie mentioned
Yep.
play dates with moms, with kids and all that.
Yep.
It basically is another of many examples.
Parks, gyms,
Right.
anywhere.
Right to them,
Right to
depending
them.
on what they need, right?
Exactly.
When it comes to these wonderful and safe and highly effective IV therapies.
Absolutely.
From what I understand, these IV therapies, not only are they highly safe and effective, as I just mentioned, but there's no discomfort when they're administered.
Typically not. No, I mean it is a little pinch, so you get
That's
the
it.
little pinch, but really it's effective. It's in and out. It's straightforward. All of our girls are trained proficiently in IV therapies,
Yeah.
so it's very rare that we would have anybody that would have any amount of pain with it. It goes in real fast, and most people don't even notice it's there.
That's certainly great to know, Stephanie. And before we let you go as well, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, I'd just like to say if you're hesitant on it, give it a shot. See how you feel on it. If you want to add anything later on, you want to try a different type of combination, we can certainly walk you through the entire process of different ones that would benefit you. So give it a shot if you haven't. Why not?
And a lot of folks, from what I've heard, once they give it a shot, they end up staying with you guys.
Absolutely. That's why I say just give it a shot, because we haven't heard one person that has not had any benefit from it. So.
Well, on that note, I'd like to thank you as well, Stephanie, for joining us and being a guest on our program.
Yes, thank you for having us.